Picture this. You're standing at the foothills of the majestic Himalayas, right in the heart of a tiny, secluded village called Shivpur. And smack in the middle of this village is an ancient, eerie stone well. It's completely draped in thick moss, surrounded by the tangled, twisted roots of old banyan trees. It's one of those places that's just totally shrouded in legend. Today in this explainer, we're unpacking a story that proves some local myths are actually frightfully real. You gotta ask yourself, how far would you go, and what would you actually risk for untold wealth? Okay, let's dive into this.
Imagine walking up to this well and reading that haunting inscription, carved right into the giant stone door. "Those who enter with greed shall never leave." And look, the villagers had incredibly good reason to believe it. Every single midnight, literally like clockwork, these strange, echoing cries and whispers would drift up from the dark depths below. It's terrifying. Anyone who actually dared to enter looking for treasure, they either vanished without a trace or they came back completely silent, just paralyzed by fear. So naturally, once the sun went down, everyone stayed far, far away.
But every great story needs someone willing to break the rules, right? Enter our protagonist, Aarav. Now, Aarav was poor, but he was absolutely 100% fearless. He had this deep, unshakable belief that every mystery had a hidden truth just waiting to be uncovered. So on one freezing, moonlit night, armed with absolutely nothing but a torch and his own sheer determination, he walked right up to the edge of the cursed well. Right as the village clock strikes midnight, this icy wind sweeps through the air, and the well doesn't just sit there, it suddenly starts glowing with this eerie, pulsating blue light. Then, out of nowhere, a mysterious voice whispers from the depths, "Only the one who seeks truth shall return alive." I mean, it's an incredibly chilling cinematic moment. Most of us would be running in the opposite direction for sure, but not Aarav. Taking a massive breath, he ties a strong rope around an old stone pillar and actually begins his descent. I want you to really imagine the physical toll here. The deeper he goes, the more freezing the air becomes. It's biting cold. The only light is bouncing off these shimmering blue crystals embedded in the damp stone walls, reflecting the echoing drops of water. Finally, his boots hit the ground. He's standing face to face with a gigantic stone door covered in glowing ancient symbols.
Section 1. The Three Paths. The glowing giant stone door slowly opens to reveal three mysterious tunnels. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the gravity of the choice he's about to make.
As that enormous door grinds open, Aarav is presented with three completely distinct tunnels. The first one, it is literally glittering with mountains of gold. The second is just sparkling with diamonds, rubies, and priceless jewels. And the third, complete impenetrable darkness with just this faint, eerie blue mist seeping out. Suddenly, this ancient sage appears, floating in golden light, and his voice thunders through the cavern. Choose only one path. The wrong choice will become your prison forever. No pressure, right?
Now this is where Aarav's character really shines. He looks at that unimaginable wealth, and he just smiles. And think about it. How many of us would honestly have the discipline to walk past literal mountains of gold? But Aarav's logic is absolutely brilliant. If wealth were the real reward, this place wouldn't still be a mystery. Someone would have taken the gold and left ages ago. Seeking the actual truth, he steps directly into the darkness, completely ignoring the shiny distractions without a second of hesitation.
Section 2. The Trial of Fear.
But stepping into the dark was only step one. Almost instantly, giant walls of fire violently erupt out of nowhere. A massive earthquake starts shaking the ground beneath him, and from those raging flames emerges something out of a nightmare. A gigantic stone guardian with piercing, glowing blue eyes steps forward. It raises this enormous, heavy hammer, completely dwarfing Aarav, while the cave literally crumbles around them.
The Guardian's voice booms out this terrifying challenge. It makes it crystal clear that no warrior has ever managed to defeat it. You can't beat this thing with a sword or a shield or by fighting back. The only way forward is the ultimate test. Only the one who conquers fear can pass.
I want you to just feel the dramatic, deliberate pause here. Aarav doesn't draw a weapon, he doesn't scream, he doesn't run. He slowly places his torch on the ground, closes his eyes, and just sits down peacefully to meditate. He completely lets go of his panic, and miraculously, by refusing to give in to that fear, the fire slowly disappears. The cave falls dead silent. The monster yields, bowing to him, acknowledging he has defeated the absolute greatest enemy of all, his own fear.
Section 3. The Reward of Wisdom. So, the crucial point is how this completely reframes our understanding of the ultimate reward.
Having passed the trial, the Guardian leads Aarav into this breathtaking hidden chamber. It has these towering crystal pillars reflecting a brilliant golden light. But in the center of this majestic room, on a crystal pedestal, there are no gold coins. There are no jeweled crowns. There is only a single glowing ancient book. When Aarav feels a brief, very human flash of disappointment, the Guardian gently imparts a massive, paradigm-shifting truth. Gold can feed a man for a day. Knowledge can feed generations.
And as Aarav opens the book, magical images literally pour out of the pages. This isn't just some storybook. It is the compiled lost wisdom of an incredibly advanced ancient civilization. It holds secrets to advanced farming techniques, healing medicines, water conservation, engineering, and deep human values. This curriculum is the actual priceless treasure the well was guarding all along. It wasn't wealth for one man. It was a literal blueprint for an entire civilization's survival. Section 4. The Greedy Landlord.
Now, while Aarav is discovering secrets to uplift humanity, the village's greedy landlord had secretly followed him down, bringing a whole squad of armed guards with him. Completely ignoring every single warning we've heard so far, the landlord takes one look at the choices and immediately sprints frantically into the tunnel filled with gold. His eyes are just wide with greed. But the absolute second, literally the moment he picks up just a single gold coin, the cave reacts violently. Huge stone doors slam shut behind him, the floor cracks open, and the walls completely collapse, instantly swallowing his desperate screams into the darkness.
And this brilliantly illustrates the sharp, undeniable contrast at the heart of this explainer. On one side, we have Aarav's selfless quest for truth and his extreme patience leading to ultimate prosperity. On the other, you've got the landlord's blinding greed and reliance on force leading directly to his instant destruction. The well basically gives you exactly what your character deserves.
Section 5. A Village Transformed.
So, Aarav makes it safely back up to Shivpur. True to his wise nature, he keeps the exact location of the chamber a secret, but he freely shares this incredible ancient knowledge with his entire community. Over the next few years, the transformation is just staggering. In year 1, using the book's wisdom, they implement new crops and water harvesting. By year 3, they've got herbal medicines and incredibly strong architecture. And by year 5, this once poor, terrified little village becomes the single most prosperous village in the entire kingdom. People are traveling from distant lands just to learn their secrets.
The villagers finally understood that the greatest treasure in the world isn't measured by gold or jewels. It's knowledge, courage, and the wisdom to overcome our own fear and greed. Let's move to and see how this builds to our final cinematic moment.
Many, many years later, an old, wise Aarav sits quietly by the well at sunset. As a curious little boy plays nearby, the well suddenly begins to glow blue once again. And that mysterious, familiar voice echoes out into the evening air. Who will become the next guardian? The boy smiles and steps forward. The cycle, the mystery, it begins all over again. It really leaves us wondering, when the glowing blue light calls your name, would you have the courage to choose the dark path? Or would the gold just be too much